Hello everyone, warm welcome back to Mohana Astrology. This is Rajshri here. In today's discussion, I'm going to talk about Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces moon signs and ascendants and how the month of November is going to be for you. And before I go ahead with the predictions, a small request to all of you that if you feel these predictions are helping you to understand the energies of the upcoming month and also plan your life accordingly, do like this video, share with others as well, with whoever needs it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much in advance, and let me now begin with Cancer. For Cancer people, your sign lord moon is placed in your 12th house in the beginning of the month, and it shows that in the first couple of days there may be high expenses. If you have been contemplating going to some far off places, that can also happen. Take care of health though. And next, coming to Venus, and Venus is initially placed in your second house, which is excellent, although it has Saturn's aspect on it, but it's still good for money. Then Venus goes to the sign of Virgo on 3rd of November. This is Venus's debilitation sign, and Venus here also meets Ketu. Now, this is not really great because Venus gets highly afflicted here, debilitated in Rahu Ketu axis. You need to take care of your communication, you need to take care of your relationship with your friends, and also there may be some issues coming up in the work front as well, in your professional life as well. And there is a time at the end of the month, the last week of the month, when Venus will cross over Ketu there. Now, this is not good. Remain careful of your mother's health. Remain careful of your spouse's health as well. In November, Sun, Mars and Mercury will keep your 4th house and your 5th house very active. In the beginning, Sun, Mars and Mercury will be placed in your 4th house. Sun is debilitated there till 17th of November. So many malefics in the 4th house. It shows that there may be again difficulties as far as your mother's health is concerned. On the positive, if you have been planning to go away from your homeland, hometown, that can also happen. I would suggest not to get into property related matters at this time, although Mars is there in your 4th house and Jupiter is aspecting there, but wait till Sun moves out from there. Some unnecessary expenses can happen due to property matters. Now, for some of you, it also shows that chances of moving house, chances of changing your residence or going to some other place, relocation. So those things can also happen in November. In the beginning of the month, in the first week, after the first week, Mercury moves to your 5th house, and by middle of the month, Sun and Mars also joins Mercury in your 5th house. Now, this is good for your children. This is good for your creativity, and because Mars is coming to his own sign there and getting support from Sun as well, although combust. At the same time, you need to take care that you do not get into any kind of disputes or any kind of difference in opinions with your adult children. Let's move on to Saturn. Saturn is going to turn direct in your 8th house on 4th of November. A retrograde Saturn sitting in the 8th house, extremely powerful. It's not really great, and now it's going to move direct, but the energy becomes slightly positive for you. Energy becomes more productive for you as far as money from taxation, money from ancestral property, money from insurance is concerned. So those can come in your favor. Rahu has come to your ninth house now, and Ketu is in your third house. Ketu's position is good, and Rahu's position is also good for spiritual matters, for long distance journeys. If you are planning for a spiritual journey, that can also happen, but you need to take care of your father's health. Jupiter is placed in your 10th house and Jupiter is retrograde. Jupiter is also going to change nakshatra on 27th. Jupiter will go back to Ashwini. Now the beginning of Aries is quite volatile. It's Ketu's energy. It's a very volatile energy of Ashwini. Sharp energy of Ashwini. So I would suggest Jupiter in 10th house, although is good for ascendants, Cancer ascendants, it's not that great for Cancer moon signs. So moon signs need to remain a bit more careful. And in the beginning of the month as well, Sun is aspecting, Mars is aspecting, and Mercury is aspecting your work front. So this can be positive. This can be positive for many of you. But as the month progresses and the last week of the month comes, you need to remain careful in the work front. Now Venus will go to Libra on the last day of the month, that's 30th of November. Now this is good. This is good for your property matters. This is good for your mother's health. And this is actually very good for your own peace of mind as well. It's also good for your domestic peace. So look forward to that time and enjoy whatever the month of November is promising for you, and remain careful of the matters where you need to take caution. Let's now move to Scorpio. For Scorpio moon signs and ascendants, your sign Lord Mars again begins the journey in the 12th house of your chart. Now Mars also has company of Sun, debilitated Sun there, and Mercury over there. Now this one way can show that you are going to go far away from home. You may also go for a relocation or foreign travel. Now this can also show that for some of you there may be health issues, there may be hospital visits. So remain a bit careful. On 6th of November, Mercury comes to your own house, your own sign. And then in the middle of the month, Mars and Sun also joins Mercury there. Now your own sign Lord Mars coming to your own sign is very good. It's going to give you confidence. It's going to help you with recuperation from any kind of health issues. But let's understand that Mercury is also there, so health issues can still bug you. Sun is coming to your sign, so it can increase your focus on your career. It can increase your confidence level. It can also make you a bit irritable. It can also give you a bit of ego. If you can control this ego part and the irritability part, this is very good for you. Now Saturn on 4th of November is going to get direct in your 4th house. So this is good for property matters. If any property matter was stuck so long, it's going to get some momentum. It's going to, progress now. Your mother's health, if it was not all right so long, it's going to get all right now. Now Rahu is placed in your 5th house. Rahu has come to your 5th house and Ketu has come to your 11th house. Ketu position wise is very nicely placed. It's going to give you good returns from investment. It can also open up opportunities for getting married going forward. But Rahu's position in the 5th house is good for your money. There is no doubt about that. However, you need to remain careful of other things. Do not recklessly invest in financial instruments. Do not recklessly decide anything. And Rahu can create illusion. Wherever Rahu goes, it creates illusion. So before you decide anything, before you take a financial decision, bounce it through somebody knowledgeable so that you can get another perspective of that as well. Rahu here can also prompt some of you who are willing to have a relationship, a love relationship, to get involved in love relationship. If you are willing to have children, Rahu can bring children for you as well. Now Jupiter is placed in your 6th house, being retrograde. This is not the greatest position of Jupiter. Particularly Jupiter is a good planet for you. So if you have children, children's health will need care. If you have adult children, you need to keep peace with them. Do not get into any kind of disputes with them. Now Jupiter here can also give you some health issues, particularly since it's retrograde and will move to Ashwini on 27th of November. So take care of injuries and other health issues, stomach related issues. In the first half of the month as well, Mercury, Mars and Sun will look at Jupiter here, and Saturn is anyway looking here. So take care. And the good part is Mars from your 12th house will look at his own sign. So this is good. This is, although health issues will be there, you will also get a recovery from there, or the right kind of solution to the problems will come there. One thing you need to make sure that you do not take any loans during this time. This will not be great for you. Moon in the beginning of the month is placed in your 8th house, and for the first couple of days it can bring mental anxiety or some kind of melancholy feeling. Father's health can also cause some worry. Now coming to Venus, and Venus will be in the 10th house in the beginning of the month, and on 3rd Venus is moving to your 11th house. Position wise, 11th house is excellent for Venus. It can promise you a lot of earnings, it can promise you a lot of gains, it can also bring a life partner in your life. However, Venus is debilitated here and will also meet Ketu. So remain careful about investments, remain careful about finances, about earnings, and your love interest as well. Now, Venus is going to pass over Ketu in the last week of the month. During this time, you need to remain extra careful of your spouse's health, your understanding with your spouse, or also about your financial matters. Mercury is going to move to the 2nd house on 27th November. This is good for money and some ancestral money, some unexpected earnings, some unexpected money can come your way from insurance, from earlier investments where you did not invest for yourself but somebody else did. So that can come your way and increase your overall wealth portfolio. So this is what the month is promising for you. There are quite a few good things for you, particularly with Saturn's direct motion and Mars coming to your own sign. But take care of health, take care of your temperament, and do not get into any kind of disputes during this time. One thing that I must mention, that in your workplace, there may be somebody working against you. You need to take care of that. Particularly in the first half of the month, their competition will be high, and you need to put in your best effort to overcome these kind of oppositions. So this is what I had to discuss about Scorpio people. Now coming to Pisces. For Pisces people, Rahu has come to your sign now, and your sign lord Jupiter is placed in your 2nd house, being retrograde, and Jupiter will move to Ashwini Nakshatra on 27th of November. Now let's see what other planets are doing and what Jupiter is promising for you now. Now since Rahu has come to your sign, so the main focus is you yourself, your health, your personality, your own growth now. For moon signs, Rahu coming here can create some kind of confusion in thoughts, some dilly-dally in taking decisions. Whether should I do something or should I not? The sign of Pisces is anyway a sign of thinking in two different ways, and Rahu coming here is going to increase that. But Jupiter is very well placed for you, and Jupiter will now move to the very first section of Aries. Now the first section of Aries is ruled by Ashwini Ketu Nakshatra, and this is very nice if you are in a spiritual path. This will be very good for you. But as far as your finances are concerned, you need to take a little bit care. Sudden expenses can come up and erode your savings a little bit. Saturn is placed in your 12th house in his own sign of Aquarius, being retrograde on 3rd November. The good news is Saturn is turning direct. Now this can have two different impacts on the moon signs and the ascendants. For ascendants, now the expenses are going to reduce a little bit, because so long Saturn was so powerful and it was making you expend a lot. Now Saturn, it will actually come to its normal state and expenses will be there, but these expenses will be on some useful causes, maybe for your profession as well. For the moon sign, Saturn, after turning direct, will have the impact of moving towards your sign. So you are anyway in the very first phase of Sarasati, and now Saturn, after turning direct, can give you this impetus to move away from your home, move away from your homeland, or make some changes in your domestic front. Expenses related to those can also be there. Expenses related to your health can also be there. Now Ketu is placed in your 7th house. Ketu has come to your 7th house in the sign of Virgo. Now this is not great for attachment with the spouse if you are married already. But if you are planning to marry, Ketu can bring marriage to you as well. Now, in the month of November, Venus will also be there in the sign of Virgo with Ketu. Now, Venus is the significator of your spouse, rather wife, of married life, marriage. So Venus getting debilitated here and also being with Ketu shows that you need to take caution as far as your married life is concerned, as far as your spouse's health is concerned. Now, particularly this is applicable in the last week of the month when Venus passes over Ketu. As far as your business is concerned, you also need to take a little bit care to keep harmony with your business partners. Profit in business can also suffer a little bit during this transit. In the month of November, your 8th house and 9th house will be super active. Mercury, Mars and Sun will be placed in your 8th house, and then they will move to your 9th house. In the 8th house, as long as these three planets are there, Jupiter is aspecting, no doubt about that. So, but debilitated Sun here and Mars's position here, it shows that you need to take caution about your health, remain careful about injuries as well. And then your father's health can also need some care in the first half of the month. In the second half, you are going to see a much better situation. Mars will move to his own sign in Scorpio. And Sun will also come out of debilitation in the 9th house. So rise in luck, rise in fortune, prosperity, all these you can see Long distance travel can come your way, particularly now that Saturn would move direct in your 12th house. So all these are showing in totality that there can be a relocation, there can be a move. And for some, if your own chart is also promising, health issues will also be there. So hospital visits cannot be ruled out as well. Mercury on 27th is going to move to your 10th house. Mercury in the 10th house is good. It's going to bring you professional success. It's going to bring more focus on your work, and particularly why your own sign lord Jupiter is looking at this Mercury. So all in all, this shows that professional elevation will be there with your own efforts, with your own participation, and that is going to bring money to you. So overall, this is what I see for you in the month of November. The month can begin on a shaky note, but it will slowly and gradually improve once the middle of the month comes. Things are much better for you particularly after Mars moves to his own sign in your 9th house. So look forward to that. So I hope you will have a good month ahead. Remain cautious where you need to take caution and enjoy the goodness of the month that it's bringing in your favor. Thank you so much again. May God bless us all.